The quality of your decision is determined by the quality or the clarity of your thinking. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when and where you're watching from. You're welcome to Professionals Daily Devotion with Olasukomi Okoifa. And this week, please fasten your seatbelts because we are going to be having a master class. A master class, and the theme for the week is building mental roadmaps. It's a master class series. You see, I was under my mentor and he used a word. He said thought infrastructure. And since yesterday, I started thinking I have something else to look at today, something around courage and the rest. But when I had that thought infrastructure, I said, no, let's dig into deep. Wow. By the time I did my research, I couldn't find any book, of course, in my shelf that could have helped me. So I had to go online, use artificial intelligence and the rest. By the time I was done, I was like, wow, this one too, I think I just have to sit down personally and learn. So I had to chew it a little bit to bring something today. So throughout this week, we are going to be learning together. Okay. I mean, you can share your thoughts too about this. So, but I'm not calling it thought infrastructure. That seems too big, too deep. All right, we are going to be looking at it from this angle, mental roadmap. And what we're just doing basically today is just to structure, just to talk about the basic, the foundation. And then from tomorrow, we start picking some of the elements in the framework one by one. So, welcome to a brand new week. Professionals, it's a beautiful week. Let's get real. It is not about working hard anymore, it is about thinking clearly. You see, in this fast changing world, those who win aren't those who are the strongest, they are not the strongest, rather, they are the ones with clear mental path, mental map, rather, not just their mental strength. They know where they are going. I mean, think of it this way: you are lost in a bush or somewhere. Which one will you prefer, to merely guess your way through or to get, let me say, Google Map, okay, and find your way? Yes, that is exactly what this week is all about, creating a form of GPS system for our life, our work, and for our ability to make good decisions. And I believe you want to be a part of, I want to be part of, because I actually need it. So I'm going to do a lot of learning at the same time. Let's share with you. And you can equally join me to do your research about thought infrastructure and see what you can come up with, and let's rub minds together. That's what we call it. Professionals, we are colleagues. Okay. So let's look at the framework quickly. We are going to be looking using the framework roads this morning, and then we'll pick each one by one and then create another framework underneath it. So the first R, roads here, ROADS. The first R stands for reference past patterns. Reference past pattern. And let's take it now. History leaves clues. Smart professionals look back to move forward. Now, it's not about looking back and then to get stuck in the past, but to extract value from the past experience that can help you to forge ahead. There's an adage in Yoruba language that says that when a young child falls down, it looks forward. When an adult falls down, it looks back. Okay, so you look back to look for clues so as to avoid the same pitfalls again. So, reference, if you really want to have a clear road path, then you need to know how to reference past pattern. We are going to dig deep into that. Second one, O, is own a thinking model. So, I'm going to look at some thinking models. I won't mention them, okay, but they are like, it's like a lens in your hand, okay, to make your vision clear. Okay, so everybody tends to should have, okay, what is your own pattern of thinking? Okay, let me just use an example. For instance, let's say you are using the model SMART now or model SWOT, but that's not exactly what I'm going to be using here. From or that's on Wednesday. Okay, you know that, okay, anytime you do a particular project or you want to carry out an activity, you check your strength, you check your weakness, you check your opportunities, and you check your threats. Okay, that's a model that you are used to. So you need to, from now, create a particular one. I mean, there are different kinds. If you have been reading books on businesses, there are different kinds of model you can use. I'm going to be talking about two or three when we get to that point. And then the A there is architect scenario. Okay, architect scenarios. Okay, you can't afford, you can't control that, but you can anticipate it. The truth is that's the reality. You can sit down and sketch something about your future. Doing that, you're already having a clarity of where you want to go. Of course, I mean, many of us at the beginning of this year, January, we talked about, okay, what the year will look like. And yeah, I equally wrote one or two things down. I'll be doing this number of books that I'm going to publish before June ending. I'm going to do this. So my life pattern is now already architectured in that particular direction. So I'm propelling towards that. My thinking, my sleeping, my eating, things I'm seeing around now is in the same direction. So if you want a clear mental roadmap for your life too, you need to architecture a scenario, like a form of visualization of what your future is there. So don't forget, we are looking at the roadmap and we are using roads as our framework. We've seen referencing past pattern. Another way is owning your own thinking model. A there, as we said, is architect your own scenarios. The D there is detach from emotions and stay strategic. You see, emotions have robbed a lot of professionals a lot of things. We get attached to different things and using uh, allowing emotional blackmail in the first place, making our decision based on emotions around us. Take your decision and stand by it. I mean, I made a very interesting decision last year. Yeah, I it was costly a little bit, but it was bereft of emotion. We just had to move on because one person cannot destroy the entire team. So we just have to like thank you very much for working with us. It's been a wonderful time. Can you please excuse us a little bit? In a way, it was costly, but it's paid off at the end of the day. I mean, one person that's emotionally attached to you might bring down your own organization. Okay, somebody said, don't hire who you cannot fire. I mean, something like of that nature. So don't allow emotion to be attached to your decision. Okay, so learn how to do that. Feelings are very valid. Okay, but when you are very strategic, then you have the vital tool. So we are going to be pausing, we are going to reflect, we are going to also learn how to lead with clarity during this week, not with panic. And finally, one thing we're also going to be looking at is to stick to a vision. You have a vision of your life. Learn to stick to it. Many of us we tend to give up too early. I mean, I look at this thing I'm doing every morning, and do you know what? I felt like giving up in the first month, but I said no, I will push on. Even as of last week, I had said, for those who listened to me on Friday will realize that I was doubting whether I would like to stand up this morning to come and do this because a lot of other things are also changing around me too, and it will require my early morning time. But somehow, I just said no, we've got to push in. These are the things that will build your muscle. So you stick to the vision. Your mental roadmap is useless if you abandon your mission or your vision rather mid journey. So we are going to be ending that on Friday. So stick with us today, and then let's see how we can pattern our life in this framework we have seen. Each one will also have a framework too. Thank you for joining this morning. I believe you have gotten one or two things in the road, and we're going to be digging deep into all this. So while we are waiting for that, why not write down different areas that I've mentioned in the roadmap now and see so that when we get there, you know that this is what I've been waiting for. Yes, how to have clarity, how not to abandon my vision, how to do this, how to do that. So we are going to be taking our words of affirmation this morning as we start today's work. My mind is not a maze, it is a map. I don't wander, I navigate with purpose. Thank you for joining this morning. We see tomorrow where we are going to be looking at reference past patterns and how you will not be stuck in the past, but you can learn from your past experience.